Today, I'm going to give you a two-in-one education. I apologize, it may be a little long, but not too long. Constitutional rights is part one. We are guaranteed by the Constitution the right to bear arms. We are also guaranteed by the Constitution the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These two constitutional rights have always been in conflict because of murders committed by the use of firearms. Nowadays, however, with the more modern military-type weapons, the large capacity magazines, the dangers to our lives have been dramatically increased, as shown by the mass shootings. Previously, it was individual shootings that did not gather as much attention. Those who perpetrate these acts are violating the civil rights of the victims of their right to live, their right to life. This is one argument I have never heard yet. Which is more important of the two rights? Personally, I favor the right to life, which means that there must be a means to restrict the availability of those who, through mental illness, mental defect, would lower themselves to have no regard for human life whatsoever. I try to stay pretty non-political, so I will just say, please write to your senators, representatives, call them, email them, contact them however you can, hold up signs at any rallies to let them know that they are contributing to denying us the right to life by allowing those who don't value human life to have access to these weapons. Part two. Want and need. Those are two different words. They have different meanings. And this is tied to part one. I have a 2007 Dodge Ram pickup that I inherited from my stepfather. It has 22,000 and about 2,000 or 3,000 miles on it. I want another vehicle, but I don't need one. That truck will last me the rest of my life, barring a serious accident where it may be totaled. So I don't need another vehicle. It gets me everywhere I want to go. Every time with no trouble. I want a nicer, larger house. This is the same house I grew up in that I'm living in right now. I redid it inside and out, but it's a little on the smallish side. Living room and kitchen, especially. And while I want a bigger house, living by myself now, I don't need a bigger house. I don't need a nicer house. This house has everything I need. What we need: food, clothing, adequate shelter. What we want are add-ons. We want the newer things. We want the better things. But we don't need them. The different thing is, no one really needs a high-capacity weapon. No one needs the large capacity I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, if you're out hunting, you don't need 50 shots to kill the game unless you're a terrible shot, which in case you need practice and shouldn't be out hunting anyway. More than one shot, yeah. But you don't need 10. You don't need 50. You don't need 100 or more. Those are toys in the right hands. Those are weapons of destruction in the wrong hands. I am mentally ill in that I have had depression for over 25 years. And there's nothing wrong with depression or having it. Millions of people have it. Some are undiagnosed, but I am not homicidal. But we have those who are, and we also have those who are mentally deficient in that they have no regard for human life. And so far as I know, there is no medical term for that type of a person. For those without regard for human life, they should not be allowed to own or acquire, to borrow any type of weapons. they don't need them because they only want them to kill our fellow human beings. I guess this has been said long enough. I may not have said everything I want to, but I do think you have gotten the idea of my meanings. Now all I have to do is figure out how to put this darn thing on YouTube, because I'm not sure I remember exactly how again. You gotta remember, I'm 70 years old. I had my first computer at about 40, which was DOS, and I never really kept up with technology whatsoever. So forgive me my deficiency. Thank you.